Good morning, YouTube gardening world. We're out here bright and early before it gets 100 million degrees in California to go ahead and trim this lavender. We're going to give you 1, tips on how to trim lavender, 2, when to trim the lavender, and I'm going to give you 3 fun things to do with the clippings instead of throwing them in your compost bin. Okay, so you came here to learn how to trim lavender, and we're gonna get right into it. So basically, this is a super easy, super forgiving plant. There's just one rule you cannot break with it. There's basically one simple rule to follow, and that is when you lift up the plant and you go to the base is the woody section, and it's gonna look just like that. It's gonna basically be a wood kind of stick color. So it's gonna go from wood color into kind of a yellow color into a bright green. The bright green is the live portion of the plant, the live wood, and that's the section you're gonna wanna prune into. Okay, so you ready? Let's go ahead and give this sucker a pruning. So again, we lift up the bottom of portion of the plant and we find the woody section. And we go up from there and we go right into this green growth. And we have a handful here. We don't need to be, pretty about it or anything like that. And we're gonna basically just go ahead and give it a good whacking. And then we're gonna do the same thing over and over and over again. Now you could, if you want, get out kind of the power tools or shears, but anytime I've done this, I just always grab the snippers, and it just seems to be, an easier way to do it. I get a better cut on the plant. The cleaner the cut, probably the better. Hey guys, what's going on? Thanks again for checking out the video. Do me a favor, if you are a new gardener or garden in zones 8, 9, or 10, then consider hitting subscribe because this is the channel for you. Okay, so if I didn't mention this already, I need to point out that this is going to cover your basis for any kind of French or English lavender. With Spanish lavender, you want to be a little more delicate and give that just kind of a light shearing. I need to point this out real quick here. If you look closely up at this plant, most of these are what's called spent. So meaning that the flowers have basically come and gone and done their thing, and they've been on the actual plant since March of this year, and it's currently May. So we've enjoyed purple flowers for March, April, and May. So what we need to do now is get in and give this plant a very hard prune. Now there's basically 2 or 3 reasons why we do this. One is if you don't do this, eventually this plant's gonna get very large and it's gonna flop on the sides, and then the center is going to get exposed to sunlight. It's going to dry out the middle of the plant, and then you're going to have a dead center and then a pretty outside. It looks horrible. The second thing we need to do is, by hacking this way back, yes, we lose some of its current blooms, but what it's going to basically do is spend about 30 days or about a month or so regenerating. So you're going to see the plant basically be in shock for a week. Then it's going to start to generate new growth. Then it's going to look like a new shrub. Then it's going to send up its new shoots. And then we're going to have flowers basically July, August, and September. All right, so I just love this little planter right now. This gets full sun all day. And this is that lemon coral sedum mixed in with these little super bells. And they're kind of that orangey, I guess kind of orangey red color, but man, they look really cool together. I love those 2 color contrasting together. Anyways, so here are the clippings that we've done so far. As you can see, they're still kind of that soft green color, so that's exactly what you're looking for. If you cut them back any harder than this, they're gonna be shrubby, they're gonna be yellow. So this is the perfect amount to cut them down to. I think I pointed this out already, but notice how they kind of mound. So you're gonna want it high in the center and kind of low on the sides. So see how it's kind of like a ball? So you want to do that to all of these plants. That way, when they regenerate the new growth, it looks like they've never been pruned before. And now that we've cut these 4 back, we've got all this lavender. So I'm going to give you 3 things to do with these clippings rather than throwing them in the trash bin. All right, so the next thing I do is I grab a big bushel like this and I wrap it in twine and hang it upside down in my garage to dry. Now, the reason I do this is because I'll make, 10 of these or so and use them throughout the summer months. When we're having guests over, I'll throw this next to the fire pit, and as it kind of heats up, this does a fantastic job at getting rid of mosquitoes, flies, bugs, that kind of stuff. And as it kind of gets slowly pushed closer and closer to the fire, you'll be able to smell the lavender. It smells great. This is another fun thing to take camping. So again, just grab a bushel of this, wrap it in twine, let it dry out, and use them in the summer months around the fire pit. Okay, so the second thing I do is I grab a giant chunk of lavender and I set it in some vase and water. Now, I know this sounds pretty simple, but the reason we want to bring this into the house is I set it on our dining room table. That's kind of the center hub of our house. Now, this is great for reducing anxiety and depression. It's great for germs and allergies. And best of all, it smells amazing. Okay, so I look forward to this every year, but I take a sprig of the lavender and some cutting of mint from the garden and some lemons. And so I've got basically lemon lavender mint water But man, if you let this sit for a while, it tastes so good. It actually looks pretty too, doesn't it? But I don't know, just the flavor together is so good. All right, did you know that lavender is actually my second favorite sun perennial? If you're curious what my favorite sun perennial is, consider checking out this video here. If you found the video helpful, informative, and all that other fun stuff, consider hitting like and subscribe because it definitely helps the channel. Thanks a lot. I'll catch you in the next video.